the DIG Kenya Police Service, the DIG Administration Police Service, the commander of this great academy, the leadership present, the OCSs and various officers present. Good morning. Good morning once again. I cannot overemphasize the fact that this is a very, very important forum, and thank you, DIG, for putting together this, and thank you, Commandant, this academy for the conversations you've had for the last 3 days. And I'm very happy to meet particularly the OCSs who have been our center of attention in the Jukwaa la Usalama, both in terms of appreciating what they do, but also have been coming very hard on you in terms of service delivery. We do so because we know how important you are. You are a very important team to me, to the ministry, to the country, to the citizens. You are very important leaders on the ground. In fact, there is a provision in the Elections Act that says the polling station is the final place of elections in Kenya. And everything else is just guidance and transmission, you know. In the same way, I would say the police station is everything in the National Police Service. The rest is about guidance, facilitation, and so forth. But at the end of the day, no one, even the IG, when he has a problem, he cannot report to the DIG or to his office in Nairobi. He only reports to where? A police station. So the police station is final, you know. And you need to appreciate the seriousness of what I'm saying. I realized the other day that when I have an issue, I have to call an OCS to say, Bwana OCS, niko na shida, kuna mtu ameiba viazi yangu. Kwa hapo, na please, kuna manager record statement kwa, I am the cabinet secretary, but I have to look for the OCS. Because other than, if the OCS doesn't do it, it will not be done. Have you ever thought about that? How that serious? It is very serious. So when we say the police station is extremely important place for service delivery for all of us, I dare say even the president, if he has an issue to report that is personal, even if he calls the IG and calls DIG, the final place will be where? Police station. Yeah. If finally you will be called and said, kuna shida kwa mahali fulani. Can you go and take a statement on 1, 2, 3? So you see how important you are. Nobody, including the IG, including me, including the president, including ministers, including everybody, will escape if you really have something that has to be attended to in terms of security, will escape the route of using the police station. So this is how we should take seriously the role of the officer commanding a station. That is how serious it is. It is that serious because you are the leader. You cannot abdicate that responsibility of being the leader. And that's why you are a center of focus in Jukwaa la Usalama. And that's why we insist that there is no place not covered by an OCS in Kenya. There is no place, there is no jurisdiction. I was yesterday in Busia, and they were telling me, oh, you know, we have a porous border. So I said, okay, fine. We may have a porous border in terms of formality of having KRA, yes, customs officer or immigration officer. But is there a porous border in Kenya? Particularly, forget about the northern part because of the challenges of occupation. Perhaps there is a vast land and it's not occupied. But you cannot tell me there is a porous border in Trans Nzoia, in Bungoma, in Busia, and Siaya. They can never have porous border because there is no place which doesn't have an assistant chief, a chief, and an OCS. The whole place is covered. So any smuggling of alcohol, whatever, I was trying to tell them, I'm trying to explain to you that therefore there is nowhere porous where an OCS is covering. So the whole place is covered. The rest of the things is just formalities of customs and all other challenges. And therefore, I want to tell you here that you are extremely, extremely important. I'm very happy. The reason why I left Busia late in the evening to come to Nairobi, I didn't have another assignment. It's just to wake up, to talk to you, and then go back. Yeah? So, Jukwaa la Usalama today is a little bit delayed in Bungoma because of you. And after this, I have to rush to go to Bungoma and continue. And therefore, take it that we take you very seriously and we take the assignments you take very seriously. In fact, let me ask, how many people have attended Jukwaa la Usalama so far who are here? You see? Yeah, almost. So the people remaining are either Nairobi, around here, and Northeastern. There is Northeastern was sitting also here. Nairobi was here, right? That's why. Cost. Why were you not raising your hands? Okay, let me say, how many people have been to Jukwaa la Usalama again? Let me raise your hands. Okay. How many are yet to? So that is Northeastern. Is that Nairobi? Western, yeah. So now, this is your Jukwaa. I want to address you now. Because some of you are not in Busia and may not make it to Bungoma. But please make sure tomorrow you are in Kakamega. And if you are from Kakamega, and the ones who are from Saturday for Viga. And then Nyanza on the other side. Now, let me say this, that this is about leadership. This is a leadership meeting. It's no longer about officers who are doing operations for the operation's sake. It's the leaders who are providing leadership at the local level to make sure that the police officers you are leading are performing their responsibilities. Therefore, you must lead. You know? You must lead. You must lead. And for you to lead, you must be a person of your word. The Constitution calls it the person of integrity. I cannot be the cabinet secretary here and I say things to you, but I do opposite. The same way as OCSs, you do not expect any of your constables, corporals, and the persons who are serving under you, the inspectors you are working with, or any other person you are serving under you, you will not expect them to do anything or to do better than you are as a person. So you must go and look at yourself on the mirror and ask yourself, I'm occupying this position for what reason? For those who have come to Jukwaa, I've insisted that, yes, we have these issues that you have raised here that we need to do to make the National Police Service more effective. But of first instance is that this is a calling. This is a job you deliberately went for. And this is not just another job. This is a job that is about life and death. And in that regard, you must always remind yourself every day, why did I choose this job? What do I intend to achieve? How am I going to make life of other people different? How am I going to be remembered differently? There are police officers in traffic, OCSs, that are remembered 20, 30 years, even after they have left office. Because people keep saying, when you go to some place, say, the OCS who used to be here in Kamkunji, you know, he has sorted this problem for us. Tafuta mtu kama huyo. Sometimes even wananchi think, if we can get somebody from the tribe of the police officer who was there, it will solve the problem, because they think it had something to do with their tribe. It has everything to do with the person, the leadership. And there are people, and there are a number of you who are here, and I appreciate, who go out of their way to do things extraordinary. Out of, the ordinary. You will find their police station, however small it is clean. However, even if it's not fenced, they try to do something. They even say, okay, we may not have money to fence, we plant trees. And these trees will help, cover this police station. So you must be a leader. And I think that, and we say this, and it was the recommendation of Jukwaa la Usalama, and I appreciate the DIG and the IG for putting this together. Let me say this. We need to spend more time getting knowledge and skills on leadership. On leadership. I know you are of my generation, most of you. Now to acquire is no longer the operational skills of how to hold a gun. That is important. You already know it. You have done it for years. You know how to throw a tear gas. You know it. What you need now is leadership skills that will enable you to engage an opposition leader and the one in government in a place where there is maandamano until there is none. You will win people. People, some of them will say, jameni, tusifanye maandamano, tusiende police station. Huyu OCS wetu ni mzuri sana. Hakuna haja kumharibu. This is a leader. It's because of your leadership you can avert a crisis in any locality. People will respect you and respect the work you do. Even those who are not supporting government, they will respect you as an OCS. And they will make your work easier in the locality where you operate in because of your leadership skills. And leadership requires some level of honesty. Where you tell someone to the face, mheshimiwa sikubaliane na hii njia wewe unaenda. Na si kwa ubaya, tuchunge nchi yetu. Na unajua wakati wewe unataka usaidizi, mimi nitakusaidia. Wewe hata wewe ukikuwa na insecurity issues here, I'm the one to take care of your people and your home. I'm not allowing you mheshimiwa to do 1 2 3. Anakuambia haya, fanya hivi, tukubalie basi tutembee tu 1 hour kwa hii barabara, alafu tuonekane tupige picha, si twende. Then it becomes a win-win. Namwambia ukifanya hivyo, I will escort you. You do your thing, 1 hour, 2 hours, mwende nyumbani. I will not allow goons. That kind of engagement only takes someone who is a leader. You have to engage in leadership. You must. You know, the difference between the police officer who has a wonderful relationship with the community and the one who does not is leadership. How can you go to a local community and you don't know anybody? Umeenda kujifungia police station, unatoa orders, you are threatening people. Watu wanasema kuna mwingine amekuja, amesema atapika kila mtu hapa, atamaliza. Na unatoa threats, lakini after 1 week unaonekana umelala kwa mtaro kwa somewhere. Number 2, you must. So that's why when the commander spoke about leadership here, one of the things I reminded them is that if you read, and I'm sure for the Muslims you can follow that, and most of the Muslims come from pastoralist areas. The Psalms 123 speaks about the Lord is my shepherd. Okay? It says the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Okay? Why? Because he makes me lie on green pasture. He makes me lie. He doesn't force you to lie on green pasture. You know? It's out of leadership. He makes me lie on green pasture. He leaded me beside still waters. Leading me beside still water. He restores my soul. Not that he hurts my soul. He restores. So it's about leadership. A good shepherd leads, not chases, not pushes. By your conduct alone, by behavior alone in the police station, police officers watajitolea. Wanasema tusiangushe afande OCS. Huyo OCS ni mtu mzuri bwana. How can you come to a police station, for example? Kila mtu ni kivyake. Hakuna meeting. There is no meeting in the police station for entire week. Mtu tu anafika anasema amefika, ametoka. Kuna mtu alikuja, amekuja. Wewe constable fanya hiyo kazi nyingine. Wewe as officer, ona huyo mama anataka nini? There is nothing. No meeting mmewahi kuwa nayo kwa police station. Hakuna strategy meeting. Amjakaa chini kujiuliza challenges gani tuko nayo, tuko few. We are only 3 officers in this police station. Tukae aje? Tujigawe namna gani? How can you arrive in a police station na there is an officer anakunywa pombe throughout? Wewe umeshakubali associates unasema huyo ni mlevi tu. You are the leader. You are the one to get that guy to a rehabilitation center.
You cannot wait until DIG or IG visits the area usema tuko na shida ya walevi wengi hapa, wana officer imetushinda. You have to do something about it. You know, you have to hire. You have arrived to police station, there is an officer who is disturbed. Badala wewe ni OCS, unaenda ku whisper kwa mtu mwingine unasema na askari shida yake nini? Huyo anakuambia tena, hiyo askari mwingine anamwambia sijui shida yake ni nini kidogo, ama amevuta kitu fulani or something. You are the one to call and tell him, bwana officer, ni leo nini mbaya? Anakuambia nimepata habari kwamba my wife is unwell. Na tuko mbali. Mimi natoka Busia na hapa tuko Mandera. What can I do? You are the one to give out the permission to that officer to go and come back. When he comes back, he has a morale to come and serve. Namwambia don't worry, we will cover you, lakini usipite siku 7, wewe enda urudi. That is leadership. Lakini ukimwambia bwana wewe ndio ulichukua kasi bwana, pambana bwana. Pambana. you know that one automatically huyo mtu anakaa tu, anajipanga, anaona what will he do next? Inaweza jiua ama uwe wewe. Yani will now forget that ilikuwa ni mtu mwingine ni mgonjwa, anaona ni the problem ni huyu jamaa. Ningekuwa na mtu better I would go for it. How can you even talk badly to a person who has a gun? Atunamwambia first lazima ujue you are not leading an ordinary person. You are leading somebody with a gun. So the first thing is that they must always be at good mental health. You must, I mean, how can you as an officer not recognize that huyu it is even important to songeshe bunduki from this guy. Take leadership. There is no way IG. There is no way IG atakufuta kazi kama OCS if you are to release a police officer. Kusema bwana IG, huyu is a danger not just to himself but to other officers and community. I had to let him go. Nitumie mtu mwingine, peleka huyu hospitali and let's see what we can do mpaka is rehabilitated. Leadership. Now I'm just insisting leadership because these are issues being raised all over. It's about leadership. Please, personal conduct. How you dress. How you dress. Kama unavaa, I'm telling you, forget about hata kama mjapewa uniform. Tafuta hata ka 1,000, pelekea fundi, akunyoroshie ile yako ikae mzuri. There is no excuse because now you are in leadership. The other officers, we can excuse them. Wangoje uniform from headquarters. Lakini wewe, you must always look smart. Must always look smart. You must not complain kwa raia. There's no way as an OCS unaenda town unasema hii watu huko juu tu wamekaa huko. Sasa kuna gari hapa. Kuna nini hapa? Ile pesa tunapewa. Haya, kweli. Ni ukweli hakuna mafuta kwa gari. Imeisha ile ratio ya 450. Lakini uweze enda kuambia raia jamani jipangeni mafuta imeisha. Hey, you know in every place we go people think wewe unaambia watu kuna mambo ya mafuta imechelewa kidogo but I'm trying to see how best we can help each other. Ni shida tu ya kuchelewa but let me see if I can get somebody. Utaona mtu local community wanasema hapana, sisi tunataka hata kuchanga mafuta twende. Hii operation must go on. You know, because of how you communicated. Unamwambia mtu hakuna mafuta nani? Anaona gari kwa hapa, anaona huyu ofisa anataka shilingi ngapi because anafikiria ni bribe wewe unataka. It is true hakuna mafuta but you should be telling them we have had a long operation, our ratio ya mafuta imeenda chini kidogo but I'm communicating to Nairobi to see if we can improve. Anakuambia ile ya Nairobi kikuja situweke hii yenye mimi niko nayo tusongange. This is leadership. It's the way how you lead it. Na kuna mambo mengine, kuna mambo mengine which unajua sasa yes. Hapa sio kanisa. Na siwezi kuambia wewe usikunywe kitu. Lakini ukikunywa hadharani inajulikana bwana OCS ametembea kwa hivi kofia yake imeanguka. Watu wanasema serikali imelala kwa mtaro sijui. You know, hakuna mtu atakurespect. If you have to do it, you have to do it in a dignified manner, in a designated place, at a time where you can ini. Kuna officer atulienda Muranga. Ama ilikuwa wapi? Yeah, I think it was a operational officer. Wakati sting operation imefanya usiku, akatokezea regional commander amefika, yeye mwenyewe anauliza, anasema what is the problem? Kwa sababu anakuja kama yeah, ati hao wamefanya nini? Alafu anasema hey, afande sasa, you know. So you have to organize yourself. And then hii cases ya complaints ya kusema, sitaki kusema sana, lakini ya kusema wewe ni mtu mkubwa, askari amekuja na girlfriend yake anataka kufanya kuwa bibi yake, wewe pia unaangalia na jicho mbaya, it must come to an end. Yeah, because that has also been reported to be causes of some social problems because of this small working environment. So you have to lead by example. Let me just say so, that you must lead by example. That's leadership. Number two, you must. In discipline also, you must. Hata wewe sasa, na unajua sitaki ku body shame anybody, lakini you must be fit. Must be fit. Wacha tu niseme ukweli. Unawezaje kuwa askari yenye ukikimbizwa 1 kilometer unaema mbaya sana? Yeah? Unaema kabisa, ni kama unaenda kabisa one way. Yeah? You must be fit. And fitness is just a bit of managing food, yeah? How you eat, na a bit of exercise. Yeah? Kuna watu huge kama Masengeli but they are fit. Yeah, unaona kweli ni kama anainua chuma. No, but the thing is, I'm very serious. You must also put something on your fitness. Ukae mtu fit. Kika hata kwa parade hivi unaheshimiwa. You must look even up to your own health to make sure that you are staying fit, you are jogging, you are running kidogo, nini, you know, you're getting something. I don't know. I wish I would spend the whole day with you, but these are some of the things that can make a big difference. And I'm telling you, small leadership issues, and lead with care. Angalia welfare ya watu yenye uko nayo na the community. Interact with the society. Work with them. These problems we have at kuna vita between community and police station, it's just a leadership issue. If you're the OCS, how can you be OCS mwenye amechifungia police station? Go to local churches, weddings. How do you collect your information if you are not part and parcel of interacting with the community? Watu wakiona wanaona bwana OCS asante sana, OCS unajua the place nini? Leave a legacy in that place. One day when you become the IG or you become a regional commander or whatever, or you do something else in life, people will still remember the things you did in the locality where you were. And I know CSs that are always remembered, and most of you are sitting here because of the work you have done. Please, I have said too much, and I've even forgotten that I need to leave. There are things that we are following up, and we will do so. There are a number of police stations that needs to be operationalized. So far, we have 1,200 and you told me 1,277 police stations across the country. I am glad that in the recent past, in the Jukwaa Usalama, there was complaints about most of the police stations not having AIs. Congratulations, DIG. I'm told that now 1,143 now have the AIs. So 89 to go, and also the AIE has been increased based on your request. Yeah, and progressively we will try to do so. We want eventually this to become properly documented, so that it's not coming this month, it's not coming the other one, or this quarter, the other quarter. It becomes consistent. And by the time we are going to launch the Jukwaa Usalama reports, we must be very clear on this issue so that we properly communicate to the entire police service. We also have the issue of construction of police stations. I'm so ashamed. And as I have confessed even publicly, that even in my own locality, the police station is very deplorable state. Yeah, and yet I was a senator. You see, so we are all working very hard now to catch up with having proper working police stations. The National Police Service has designed a full police station. We are costing it together with Public Works and School of TVET to get a very standard, reasonable cost. And His Excellency has agreed and told me that by the next supplementary budget, we will get some resources to start with maybe 300 police stations and then another one as we move on. And I'm also having an engagement with the CDF team, members of parliament, to see how many police stations are going to be constructed. What I just want to request you, because wherever you are, and this is I will also have this meeting with the MPs, we don't want also people to construct a police station because for the sake of a police station. They end up using money, construct something with 2 rooms, 1 cell, one maybe an armory there, so, okay, and there is no even OC crimes office or something. So what we have to do is to have, if we have construct, let's construct for posterity, a complete police station. And that is what we are working on. We are also encouraging well-wishers, our friends like me, with my friends, I've asked them to build for me 1 police station here, 1 police station there, and so that then we can build good police stations across the country. We don't want to. I saw the IG yake iliwekwa gazeti, the DIG hapa, na alikimbia akaweka UNIHAT, amejiokoa. Mimi nangangana kujiokoa pia huko and so forth. At least because everybody, you must do something in your locality, as we progress, move forward. I mean, it is very sad. I was in Kericho and we were saying it's very sad that in Sondu, that is the best example. There's a police station of 1932, and next to Sondu, there is a power generation center for about 15 billion. It was built, and everybody believes the Sondu police station provides security to the power station next door, and nobody thought that day that they would give only 20 million to build a good police station next door. And this is replicated all over. You go to places where there are dams, there are huge road projects, there are huge government installations without thinking of security. We have said now future development must inculcate matters of security. The other issue I'd like to say is that we are working on increasing strength. There is by Monday we should know the day we are going to have recruitment, so that then you can have greater strength. And I am really pity most of you here because you have 3 police officers, 4 or 5 in where you work. And then we are working on the ICT. You remember I gave out the direction that police stations should have CCTV, all of them. It's good for everybody. It's good for the police station. It's good for the citizens that are coming to ask for services. And I opine that for all newly constructed police stations, the spec should include installation of ICT equipment, so that both the CCTV and ICT equipment, computers, so that we can work together to have a complete police station. On the question of mobility, we are still working on negotiating on the leasing of vehicles. And the PS has been, I left him following up this week. I will get a brief next week with Treasury to see how far we have gone. On the question of uniforms, I'm sure that soon we will come back to you with the new uniform that you chose. And that we have said that we must be sensitive in the distribution of these uniforms across the police service and also the Ngao officers. What I have told the IG and DIG, it was from Jukwaa Usalama, is that now future police uniform should include maternity dress for female police officers. Yeah. It is not, umesikia DIG? The future uniform must include maternity dress for female police officers. Thank you very much. And it is not, just imagine that all the female police officers are recruited at 18, 19, 20, 21. So most of them are not even married. They are going to get married, they get children, and they have no uniform. That is, when they are expecting, they have a good uniform. And, if you buy for them a good uniform, they will They will wear, when they're having the first child, the second, until the last one. You know? I'm not saying that one uniform. I'm saying, it will help them be able to wear over a certain period of time until, of course, you replace with another one and so forth. And can you imagine, it has never been thought, that ACC, you remember we recruit ACCs as young people, you know? After the chiefs, female chiefs and so forth, very few are recruited when they are very young. But ACCs and police officers are employed when they are young. Nobody has ever thought that their uniform should include a maternity dress, you know? So I have said this, Jukwaa la Usalama, because of Jukwaa la Usalama, I want to see myself the first maternity dress here, police officer, in the next few months. And then we will work on the promotion policy. It has to be now clear. How long can someone be a constable? You know, for how long can somebody be a corporal? And so forth until the final place. And that's why you've heard that, as we have agreed that if you have been, if you are 50 and above and you are still a constable, you should be promoted on merit now. And you know, if you have been a corporal for 15 years, you should be promoted on merit. But this is a stopgap measure. Now the real issue is that out of Jukwaa la Usalama, we want to have a standing policy as for how long shall a police officer stagnate in a particular rank, you know? And we must sort that issue so that somebody is not in one rank for the rest of their life. And then the relationship between the rank and the career progression. You know, there is also not just career progression, but also remuneration. You can be a constable, but how can you move further up, you know, in terms of the scheme of service? The rank may be different, but the scheme of service must also resonate with the request that the people have said. And I'm very happy that Jukwaa has helped us think about these issues. So part of the output of the policy will be to deal with this issue. And finally, transfer policy. We now want to be clear that for how long can a police officer serve in an operational area, and when can you be transferred from one place to another, so that we have a ceiling. If it's 3 years, 3 years. 5, at maximum 5. Watu wanaenda police, niliambiwa jana huko Busia. Kuna askari alienda huko, akakuwa amekaa hapo, ameoa mtoto ya hapo, amepata watoto yake hapo. Wameenda ndio ile wanaenda university wakiwa hapo. Nini college, high school wakiwa hapo. Hiyo ni mtu amekaa karibu 20 years in one police station. Yeah, that's not acceptable. We need to have a clear policy of how to transfer people from one corner to another. All these issues are part and parcel of our deliberations in Jukwaa. Congratulations on the training you've gone through. Please go and make a difference. I'm happy that from the previous conference, from previous training, people have gone and made a difference. The thing also that we have to think through DIG is reward scheme. There must be recognition of exemplary officers and leaders, and we must have our day every year where we come and reward people who have done well, sports, done well in leadership, done well in the best police station in the country, the what, so that we can motivate each other, you know, move forward. Unajua tunapigwa tu kwa mambo ya corruption, all these other issues, but there must also be recognition of those who do a good job. And I think I have said enough about corruption. Yeah, please, tusichukue kitu kidogo ama kitu kubwa. Yeah, let's just do our job. And also it starts with you. Officers wakijua OCS alienda na yake, satangangana also kutafuta yake. Yeah. Nilienda some place, nikaambia askari, nimewaachia chai kidogo, so that akasema mwachia na mwachia nani, nikaambia nimewachia mkubwa fulani, wacha siseme ilikuwa ni Rangani, ndio mmoja akani whisper because alikuwa ananijua, alikuwa anatoka nyumbani lakini alikuwa anafanya kazi kwa yake, akaniambia mkubwa, haitafika lakini you say. So nikakuja kuuliza later haifiki kwa nini, akaniambia the problem kwa police ni kwamba if even when police officer know mkubwa alienda na kitu fulani haiulizwi because ya rank issues, so wanaangalia tu wanasema tu hey, what do we do, please msifanye maneno kama haya.